Rob Pincus here for another National Shooting Sports Month video, and the whole theme for me here is bringing out old guns that maybe I haven't spent enough time with recently. This gun is really cool and special for me to share with you guys, not only because I haven't spent much time with it out on the range recently, but because this is the centerfire gun that I spent more time with than any other, certainly what I would call during my formative years of pistol shooting and developing really an affinity for pistol shooting and a love of kind of all things firearms related, but probably all the way through the end of the 1980s. I probably did not shoot any other gun more than this one until I got into some of the full-size semi-automatic guns, carry type guns, duty type guns in the 1990s. So you think, wait a minute, Rob, let me do the math on that. Yeah, that's, as a kid, this was the centerfire gun that I was shooting more than any other. And it's because I had a 22, a Ruger Mark II, that I wish I could show you. It was one that unfortunately I sold many decades ago. I wish I had it back in my collection, but I don't. But I do have this one. This was actually my dad's gun, and this is a Model 19. It's not the Model 19 that most people know over the last 40 years. It's not a Glock, obviously. It's the Smith Wesson Model 19, and it's a really important gun in the history of firearms for law enforcement, defensive carry. This is a mid-framed gun intended to hold the 357 Magnum. It's a K-frame. And the 357 Magnum, when it was originally introduced, was on a larger frame of gun from Smith Wesson. And the J-frames, the tiny ones, weren't quite ready for it, but it was actually a famed law enforcement, famed shooter, educator, Bill Jordan from Texas. He's the one who lobbied to Smith Wesson to say, hey, this new 357 Magnum cartridge is really awesome from a law enforcement perspective, but I don't want to carry it around in a big, bulky, end-frame gun that can handle 44 Magnum. What do you got for me? And they developed this, the K-frame, not necessarily the stub nose. Obviously, it was available in different barrel lengths and configurations, different types of grips. But this was my dad's. And this gun I had access to when I was a kid. It was the only centerfire gun that I had regular access to. And yes, I shot it mostly in 38 Special, not at all in 357 Magnum. But it's really cool gun, and you can see it's definitely beat up. It's got some wear and tear. It's got some love marks on it, especially down there on that wooden grip. It does have adjustable sights, which might just be a little bit loose, but the action, the cylinder, everything is still tight. The bluing has held up incredibly well. This thing has an amazing trigger. Obviously, it's very well broken in, and not only is it a special gun for me, I think that the Model 19 in general is probably a very special gun for a lot of people. A lot of different shooters have probably grown up on this gun or carried this gun on duty, maybe if they were in law enforcement. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to set this up very specifically. I've got a couple of 38s in there, and I've got a couple of 357 Magnums in there. You'll probably be able to tell the difference in the recoil management. Let me get that cylinder closed. You know, one of the things about this is we had a break-in, unfortunately, when I was young, and one of my father's guns was stolen out of the house that we never got back, and it was a Colt Python. This one he had with him at the time. He was carrying this particular gun, so he had this gun with him at the time, and that Colt Python got stolen out of the house. Obviously, I'd love to have that in the collection too, but interestingly, it makes me a pusher instead of a puller, because the gun that I spent most of the time with was Smith Wesson, and right through today, I own no Colt firearms, no Colt revolvers, I should say. All my collection is Smith Wesson, and it's because of how much time I spent with this one, how it worked so well for me, and it's what I got used to. And now, in fact, in this video series, I'm talking about my tiny J-frame airweight, and I'm talking about on the other end, my big 44 Magnum 629 Classic. Smith Wesson revolvers are where it's at for me. But let's put some rounds down range. The first one I'm going to do is single action mode, just to get kind of used to it. Haven't shot this one in a while. 38's like nothing. Now a double action 38, and now a single action 357 Magnum. See if you can tell the difference. I know I'll be able to tell the difference. Not bad at all. Truly one of my most favorite guns to have in my collection now, since my dad has relinquished total control to me, is this Model 19 Smith Wesson K-frame, mid-size frame, snub nose, 357 Magnum capable, but also very formidable if you were going to stage this for defensive use or carry it for defensive use. Would have been way more appropriate in the 80s than it is here in 2025, but I proudly have this one in my collection. There's probably a revolver you have that you grew up with. Maybe it was a I don't know, a single action 22, maybe it was a 38, maybe it was a target gun. Let me know in the comments what it is. National Shooting Sports Month. Maybe you've never owned a revolver. Go buy one. Add one to your collection. Spend some time with it. They could be pretty cool. Target shooting, hunting, or just as part of the collection to take out to the range and enjoy. A National Shooting Sports Month. Go shoot.